Hear me okay? Yep. Good. Excellent. We're just gonna wait a little bit. Hopefully we have some more joining us today. Um, Christina, since you're here, I want you to know in relation to, and gonna try to pull it up here so I can tell you precisely and exactly. In relation to work, I'm still looking for submissions, okay? Not just you, but other people in class as well. Only two people have completed the Digital Skills for Life Module 1. You cannot hear me right now. Okay. You hear me now? Can you hear me now? Now? Can you hear me now? Hello, hello. My microphone shows it's working. Hello, hello. Christina, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Thank you. Okay, so it's just one person. Yes, back to what I was saying before. Thank you, Christina. Um, I'm still missing the reoccurring calendar event and the quiz for module 1. Please complete that quiz today. Please complete that reoccurring calendar event today. Um, I haven't heard anything about anyone other than the people who've already come to me needing assistance with this. You also have access to all of the recorded classes, and I will review how to access those again. And then we have two assignments for module 2. We can complete those just like that. One is to download a useful app. If you have a smartphone, I'm sure you have a useful app you've downloaded that you can take a screenshot of um, on your computer of the logo and then send me a couple sentences like the directions talk about how you will use the app and the 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 just in terms of sending the in terms of that you will have the directions to look at. It's just a couple sentences to send along with that screenshot. And then you should send me a screenshot of you testing a password through the link on the assignment so I can see, and you don't have to show me the password. It's going to be encrypted. So once you have that password typed into, and I will go through it with the class as well, you just take a screenshot of it and submit it. I want to make sure everyone is on track to pass this class. We're 4 minutes in, and I know that at least one of us won't be here today because they had a conflict. But I'm hoping we have more people joining us. It's getting a little late though. I am going to share my screen. Just one moment. Nothing is changing but my presentation. One moment.
So you did get the professional email and
I
the,
got
the
I got your professional email, but I did not get your calendar event.
oh, I haven't did the calendar yet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, because I was busy trying to figure out why you wasn't getting the professional email and then the other one, the dial folder thingy.
I have all three of those for you. I have the screenshot, the the file folder, and the professional email. Um, you could take the quiz today. That'll be something that you can knock out because we've done module 1. You can take the quiz as many times as you need to. When you finish the quiz, you can take a screenshot of it and send it to me so I know it's completed. Um, but of course, you're not the only one. I still have one, two. I have two people who haven't done the quiz, and then I have more than two people I'm still waiting on the one, two, three. Still waiting on the creating a reoccurring calendar event and module two, getting those assignments done. That'll be important. The reason I say that is because today is the last recorded class. Next class, we will be meeting in person to go over module four, and you will get your fourth badge after that class, but you're also getting your certificate, hopefully. We have to complete three of the four modules, three of four badges in order to pass the class. And if we don't do that, and again, you're not alone. We have an entire, what is it, 5 days between the last day of class. Um, I don't want to take the time in the last day to like mad dash to get everything done. Like to just focus on module four, and then we can move along with with our ceremony. We're all going to have our printed certificates and take a picture after the class so that we can post them on our social media and our website. Um,
And what
it's
day is that?
that is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday?
Yep, Tuesday. This Tuesday we are meeting in person. Tuesday the 17th. It's the last day of class, meeting in person. And again, I'll probably say it 10, probably not 10 times, but I'll say it more throughout class because I hope you're not the only person joining us today because we have a lot of stuff to get through. But you can see, so if I'm, oh, here we go. Let's go to classroom, digital skills for life. We'll click on this. Then we'll go to classwork. And at the top of classwork, it'll say view your work. On the side, it says assigned if it is not completed. And it'll say turned in if it's marked as completed. So this is my personal account. I added to it so that I could show you from the perspective of the student what it should look like. If you're having trouble submitting any of this stuff um, through the classroom, that's okay. I just need you to email me. Email me the work, email me the screenshots, because you have the use of your email and access to all of the recorded videos on how to do each of these things. Um, I will go through these. I know we're missing people here, but hopefully they will join us. So take a screenshot of a useful app that you've downloaded and write a brief description of why you chose the app, how you plan to use it. So it's not a very lengthy assignment. And in fact, um, if you wanted to, you could turn it in here by creating a Google Doc and then copying and pasting into the Google Doc, or you can just email it to me. Either way, those are both acceptable ways of getting that to me, but the directions are right on the website. And I will say too, creating the reoccurring calendar event, those directions are on the website. I will accept you following these directions, even though technically they're from my last cohort, so it back in October, but it's still the same principle, right? You're still doing all of the same things in essence to complete this assignment. So if you want to use these dates from October 1st to 31st, that's fine. Otherwise, you can use the dates of your class, and we meet at the same time and same day of the week. So the instructions are the same, just except for the dates. Um, and either way, I will respect whatever you do. Um, it's not just about um, getting it right the first time and then sending it. It's about sending me what you have and then using your opportunity once you have turned something in to say, oh, I think I want to work on that and do it maybe the way that would help me the best for my schedule, or um, download an app that I don't have on my phone that I think I would be interested in using. They give an example of this isn't my apologies. They give an example of someone's joining us in the classroom here. Um, good morning, good morning. They give an example here of the gas app, right? Gas Buddy. So you can look up these apps and for yourself to see if there's an app to help you park. So Spot Hero is something I used. Someone said they use, I want to say it was called Chirp. In my office, they were talking about a parking app that was very helpful to them. Google Maps, which I touted last time. I said, download Google Maps if you don't have it. It's great for getting around the city and around in general if you're traveling. Um, so that was one of those travel wellness apps we discussed last class. The test a password. There we have some. Good morning. Good morning. Um, the test a password. This one is a very simple assignment. So I will take a password that I have, and I'm not going to show it unless I want to see it. But in terms of the screenshot, I don't need to show it. I type the password in. Uh, can everyone hear me? Okay, excellent, good. Um, so I don't know what happened. I'm going to share my screen now. So going back, just for anyone who may have joined us, thank you for joining us today. I'm just going to click this advertisement out of the way. In your homework module, I want Module Two's assignments completed after today's class, and I also want Module Three's assignments completed. So if you haven't completed Module One, you have a lot of work to get ahead on today. And I still have a lot of people. Actually, only one person who's here has completed Module One to achieve the badge. Um, so I'm talking to two out of the three students, and then Jasmine, of course, is going to be an instructor. So hi, Jasmine. So this here, this Module Two, the password strength meter, you can click on the link. You can test your password. It's very strong, and then you can take a screenshot of this and send it to me either by turning it in over the classroom and copying and pasting it onto a doc and then turning it in. Remember to click it, once it's added, turn in, and then you're completed. Or you can take that screenshot and email it to me. Either way, both of those are acceptable. Okay. All right. I'm going to go back here. You have already sent me an email with an attachment if you've done either one of these assignments and submitted it as an email with an attachment. We're going to go over today a review of sending emails and going through the email. I've already done this. I think I've done it twice with you. Um, Once just to create the email and create the signature as a review, and then once comprehensively going through and talking about the labels and folders that you can create inside of Google Gmail, the Google email. Setting up a social media account. If you are interested in setting up any of these, or a LinkedIn. I always encourage students set up a LinkedIn. All you have to do is create an account, make a post, and take a screenshot of it and email it to me, right? So you can get the email with attachment done by doing that, or you can submit it. Again, you can submit it by creating a doc, and that is acceptable as well. I need everyone who well, everyone should work on Module 3 today. Um, the things that need to be accomplished, and only one of you I'm not talking to here, create that reoccurring calendar event. I'm looking to see if I'm missing anything else with regards to that. I have it's necessary for everyone except for one person to do that. I need you to submit this here, download a useful app. You can use one that's already on your phone, but you need to just write a couple sentences about it, like the directions say. You need to test a password and send that screenshot to me. And that will complete module two. And after today, you will get your badge for module two once those are submitted. We have to do module one, of course. After class, don't go anywhere. Just sit at your computer and take the quiz. And then send me a screenshot of the quiz so that I know it's complete. If you have already completed the quiz and you did not take a screenshot and email it to me, or take a screenshot and submit it over the document, right? The Google Doc. I need you to send me an email and I need you to say the date you took it and the time you took it. That way I have a record that you've taken it. But I would prefer the screenshot. And if you don't know if you completed it, if you think you started it and didn't complete it or you didn't pass it, you can take this quiz as many times as you need to pass it. You must pass it and you must send me a screenshot of it. I've only had one, two. Okay, so I'm missing. Okay, here. I'm missing two quizzes. So two people in class, I'm missing your quiz. And then I still have many people that need to do the rest of module one. The most important thing to get done in module one, if you haven't completed it already, is that reoccurring calendar event. I need it done today. I need the quiz taken today. I need the calendar event done today. And then I would like you, because next class is Tuesday. Next class is our last class. We are meeting in person at Association House in the tech lab to complete module four. Today I have to get through the rest of module two, which isn't too long, and then we have to make it as far into module three as possible. So after today, this is what I need. All of module one, including the quiz, completed. If you send an email, make sure you that makes it to me. So if I get it, I will email you and update your grade. If your grade isn't updated, I didn't get the email. It may have gone to the wrong email address. I do check my junk mail, so it didn't show up there either. So if you don't have a grade and you can view your work, like at the top here, I was showing our first student in class. You can view your work and see if it says assigned, that means it's not done. If it says turned in, that means it's completed. So I will go in and if you've emailed me any of these assignments, I will go into the gradebook and update it. But you need to get 3 out of 4 badges to pass the class. And I would not like to spend Thursday trying to catch folks up on work they're missing. I would rather just teach module four, complete module four, and then give you your certificates so that we can take a picture. Again, that is very important because I don't want you to have attended all these classes, put all this work in, and then we're not where we need to be with regards to the classwork, right? So there are recorded classes if you need to make a reference to them. If someone needs to set up an appointment, they need to do it before Tuesday, okay? And Monday is really the only day I'll be able to do it. So let's make this happen. I'm going to be going into module two today. But again, I think everyone has seen what's due, but just another quick recap. I need, it looks like everyone has created a professional email. I need the recurring calendar event. I need that today. I need module two done today. I need the quiz done today. And tomorrow, this weekend, you can work on module three. It won't take you very long. As long as you know how to take a screenshot, you should be able to send me a picture of that social media account you set up or one that already set up, um, and send it to me, okay? Does anyone have any questions about that? No? Okay. After today, I need to see everyone has submitted quiz one, and I will be reaching out on Monday with notices of whether or not you're in danger of not passing this course. So there are only two people right now who are in pretty good standing as far as that's concerned. And they came in to make appointments to work with me and get through all of the material. So I'm confident that you will be able to do it if you start it today. But if you wait till Monday, I'm going to be a little worried, okay? Let's get that done and in. And again, when you take the quiz, you'll go through it. And I'll just show you because you're going to do it right after class today, right? You're going to go to this page. You're going to please select Association House of Chicago. You're going to type in your name. and your email. And after you have passed the class, you're going to take a screenshot and email it to me, or copy and paste it to the doc, like I showed you for the turn-in, and submit that to me. Does anyone have any questions about this? And it's okay to have questions because that tells me you're going to be doing this, right? If we don't get this done, it's going to be really, really, really rough. Um, that's okay. Um, yeah, just no worries. Just make sure that gets um, sent as soon as possible on break or after class. So if you've already taken the quiz, I need the date and the time you passed, right? If you're not sure if you passed, take the quiz and pass it. All right. I am moving ahead now. We're going ahead with our section what's it called? Our session two of module two. Okay, let's see. All right. We're talking about online resources. So let me just move ahead here. So we've talked a little bit about the Zoom interface. Um, if everyone was able to raise their hand, we are going to also, and this is a reminder for everyone, think about how often you have practiced or looked up stuff from last session with internet connection and, mechanics, right? So we talked about all of those different apps, and we talked about how to connect to internet and where we can find free internet and the different ways internet is delivered in terms of by broadband, by dial-up, by fiber optics, all of these different ways, right? And then we can also access the internet with our data over our phones. All right, so um, we are now looking at beginning this session. So this session, and I need to pull this over actually, pardon me one moment. This session is an introduction to safe browsing and general safety and security concerns while browsing the internet. You see a family pictured here. If you have children or family members who are young, they're at very high risk for running into trouble with scams, with people taking their data, with people taking very valuable information. Um, this school is a place where kids will share apps and they will share the scams that are present on apps that can affect them and their personal information. If someone could steal a child's identity, they can ruin their credit, right? So just keep that in mind that a lot of social media sites have age limits on them now, and screen time limits that you set would be a pretty good thing for their health, mental health, and just their overall social health as well. We want to be connected, but we also need to be connected responsibly. And it's not a bad time to learn about that when you're young. This is a session. This session is for adults who would like to learn how safely and securely browse the internet to protect their children online. By the end of this session, participants will have built their knowledge of safety practices for browsing the internet. All right. So in this session, you will identify unsafe practices and security concerns while browsing the internet. Apply general safety rules while browsing the internet and protect your personal privacy. Discuss safe and secure, whoops, discuss safe and secure measures for protecting children using the internet. And you're going to take all of this information and you can use that workbook I printed off for you for all your notes, for all your thoughts about your lessons to develop your your um your practice with what we've been doing here in class. So it's always important to practice and stay ahead. All right, so this is an activity to understand the different ways you could be targeted online. All right, I want you to look at some of these images here. All right, so number one, we have, oh, it looks like a little advertisement that popped up, right? So this is a pop-up ad, and you can see here there's a little burger and he looks very happy. And what does the burger want? It wants your email and password. It wants you to sign in to claim your free McDonald's cheeseburger, and it's going to be delivered to your door. So, um, by signing into this, this is a form of phishing, right? They're looking to get your information. They're looking to gather and collect this information, possibly even where you live. So this is a scam. Um, there is not really a good way to say this, but anything that acts as a pop-up usually doesn't have legitimacy with regards to your search and your activity online. There were more pop-ups in the earlier days of the internet, and we have what's called a pop-up blocker. Now, sometimes the pop-up blocker can prevent certain functions from performing on websites. That's something to be aware of. So, depending, you might see a pop-up blocker if you are opening a link to a web page. Does this mean that every pop-up is bad? It just depends on the mechanics of what is actually being done, right? So there's a Flash player that is on websites sometimes that does a similar uses similar mechanics as the pop-up. But if you are shopping online and you get a pop-up, or you open an email and click on a link and you get a pop-up, this is almost guaranteed to be a pop-up ad, and it is not good for you. Now, this is phishing. I may have jumped the gun actually saying phishing. This is a phishing scam. So what we have here is someone emailed your email on Gmail, and the title is "Someone has your password." Hi, William. Someone just used your password to sign into your Google account, and then it has the email and it has the details, and it says the location is in Ukraine. Google stopped this sign-in attempt. You should change your password immediately. And then it has a big button here, and it says change password. So here's the thing. It does happen that people do get into your email. That is something that can occur. But in terms of this email, there is something fishy, right? You don't want to change your password through this email. Why? Because changing it through this email will give the scammer who fabricated it, right? They created this to look real. It will give them the opportunity to gather your information. And then if they have access to your Google account, they have access to all of your passwords. And some of those passwords might be to a bank app. Some of these passwords might be to a financial app like Venmo. We do not want to do that. That is a very, very bad thing to do. So remember, any of these emails that you get that say, "Hey, click here immediately. Oh, you need to pay something immediately. You need to take action immediately." It's almost always a scam. They don't really ever do this. Google would not have you click on a link. Google will tell you, usually say, if this wasn't you, change your password. You would go into your security features on Chrome and you would change your password. Hopefully, you don't run into an issue where you have something that looks real and you take the bait, right? These scams are made to look real. And what they're doing is they're gathering information from you. They're gathering your contact information, right, from people you're in contact with, and then they'll get emails like this. So that again, it's a scam that grows, and it's called phishing. Number three here that I put up. Number three is actually ads when you're searching. So let's say you're on some sort of website, and there are, first of all, very there's a thing called clickbait, and clickbait is a headline that sounds really risque, or it sounds like a big deal, right? Or it really grabs your attention. So this one that's in red reacted to her topless Instagram pic. That's a clickbait, right? So it's something that's like, I know that guy. That's isn't that Brad from Bon Appetit? I don't know if that's Brad from Bon Appetit. Anyone watch Bon Appetit? The recipe people, they do cooking. Um, kind of looks like him. Some sort of celebrity, right there. Um, so these kinds of articles are designed to get you to pull you in so that these websites can actually track your activity on the web and sell your information, right? You don't want to be on websites like this. But if you are on a website, and clickbait is also very common on a lot of social media, right? So the social media will have a headline and you never read the article, that sort of thing that engages you, makes you think that you know the whole story just from one line of text. We have here underneath all of that clickbait, there's an ad. You do not want to click on these ads. These ads are a distraction. They are to pull your attention and to again get your data. They're very unreliable in terms of the kinds of deals that you see. Um, they often will work in fees that you don't know about, so you may even pay more than you would have if you had shopped at a store for this couch. So anytime you have something that's trying to redirect your attention, pull your attention, and get you to go somewhere else, it puts you at risk for your data. It puts you at risk for viruses. It puts you at risk for malware. So anytime you are redirected from a website that you're on, it is not really a good thing if you're redirected because you are clicking on something like this. Oh, I need a couch. I want a couch. All right, so we will move ahead here. Okay, now again, over here, we have all these deals. A lot of times it may say J.C. Penney, it may say Target, it may say Walmart, but you have to be careful because sometimes it isn't these websites. And anyone who's trying to sell you something like this, where you have um, this distraction, there's often hidden fees and whatnot on it. So you must be very careful. Um, there are all kinds of ways people will try to distract you. Just remember what you are looking for. Remember, if you are shopping, to use a website that's reliable. Amazon, Walmart, Target. You can go on those websites. You shouldn't go to J.C. Penney by being on a different website. You know what I mean? That is not a normal pattern of actually uh, getting purchases made. Don't click on these ads underneath your articles. Don't be in a position where you are drifting into all of these different uh, modes for shopping. And then you find out, even though it says it's J.C. Penney, it's not J.C. Penney. And then your package never arrives because it was a scam or there was something written into it that does not give a clear shipping date or time. So we'll go move ahead here. All right, pop-ups. So not all pop-ups are used for advertising purposes. Some are planted with harmful intent. For example, dangerous pop-ups could install harmful applications on your computer, like a keystroke logger that has the ability to access any confidential data and passwords that you have. So you see, here's a pop-up. Congratulations! We are giving Enzu users from whatever website this person decided to visit a chance to win a $500 Amazon gift card. Complete this 30-second survey. Do not do this. As soon as you see this, you should probably get off the website because a lot of reliable websites aren't going to do this. So even if you look at this, it's not even the Amazon website. It says, congratulations, you won.com, your prize.com. All right, so this is a scam, and these kinds of things can be harmful to your computer and your devices. Um, so let's give an example, more example of things that could be harmful. Pop-ups that offer discount codes. while you are shopping. So any kind of surveys that collect feedback through a pop-up, um, anytime you're on a website and it sends you to a shopping website, anytime you are on a website and it's trying to get you to download a game, right? Or ask you, you want to play this game? Um, those are not good things to interact with. If you get a security warning saying you have a virus and you need to go to this website and buy a software to fix the issue, they want you to put in your financial information so that they can take it and access your bank, access your credit card. So these are all ways that these pop-ups can be adverse to your online experience, right? They can be a bad thing. Um, the best way to avoid these pop-ups, these threats, is not to click on them, right? So do not click on them, and don't be fooled by ads telling you that someone has your password or is asking you to provide your personal information. So you may see something that says, um, someone is using your account 3 miles away, and you might get excited and go, "Oh my goodness! Like, did I leave a my password in the library computer, or is this my brother or something?" And you click on it. Don't do this. It can be very detrimental. It can be very bad for you in terms of your personal information and safety online. So let's look at turning on pop-up blockers. So we want to open the internet browser. We want to go into the search bar, type how to pop block-ups in, and then the browser could be Microsoft Edge, could be Chrome, and you're going to select an article with instructions for the browser you're using. So this is a way that you can double check, but there are many computers now and many devices that will tell you a pop-up has been blocked. Where you want to come into this understanding is if you are getting pop-ups all the time, you need to go into your security features. You need to do something like this because you should not, there should be some blocking that's happening. There is a filter that the security features on your computer through Chrome, through Microsoft Edge, they are supposed to be protecting you from getting pop-ups. So if you are getting them, there's a reason, and it may be that you shut it off, or that there was some sort of glitch in the setting. But you must do this on any browser you use, whether it's Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and Safari. If you are not seeing pop-ups and you're seeing up on the URL bar, or you type in the web address that it says pop-up blocked, that means the pop-up blocker is doing its job. But if you're getting pop-ups, beware. You probably need to go into your security settings and get that sorted out. There are reliable videos to help you do this, and I would also say using the internet to ask questions about the internet is a good thing. That is part of your practice in digital literacy. You can also ask AI because there's free AI available to you. ChatGPT, Gemini, there are free versions of it where you can ask about what do I do about pop-ups, and it will give you instructions on how to avoid and how to initiate security against these pop-ups. So when we think of fishing, we think of a rod, a reel, a hook, some bait, and catching some fish, right? And people take those fish home and they put them in a skillet, fry them up, and eat them. You never want to be the fish, right? So fishing with a PH is where an attacker sends a fraudulent, a spoofed, a fake, deceptive message designed to trick you into revealing sensitive information. So we have some examples here, one from PayPal, one from Amazon. These could look very legitimate. You may use PayPal, you may use Amazon, you may use any of these services and think that this is a real message to you. But there are ways of looking at it and telling, and we will look through this in a moment, how they actually perpetrate this this uh this uh this crime. So let me give you an example. You'll receive an email, not an animal, an email that looks like it is from one of your personal accounts from Amazon. And they'll go to great lengths to design this, right? This looks like it's from Amazon. Um, and they'll use phrasing and typefaces and logos and signatures to make it all look very real. They'll make it look like it came from Amazon. And they will try to make you act fast, right? They want you to act quickly, act now, so that they can get you to give your password because they tell you it's expiring, or so that you will pay money or give banking information so that you can renew an account. These are all things that are not appropriate and wouldn't be done by Amazon or PayPal. They shouldn't be emailing you. If anything, you would see that there's an issue with your Amazon account while you are on it and go into the settings, go into the payment settings and see, oh, that card, it's not working. There's an issue. So I need to contact customer service, reach out to them and give them the information. So let's look at this one right in the middle from Amazon. Dear customer, we are contacting you to remind you on the 20th of June, 2019, we identified some unusual activity coming from a foreign IP address located in Africa. In order to prevent any fraudulent activity from occurring, we are requiring to open an investigation into this matter. According to site policy, you will have to confirm that you are the real owner of Amazon account by completing the following form, or else your account will be marked as fraudulent and we will have to terminate the account. And then we see this oh, it looks legitimate. It's blue, like a hyperlink. And then Amazon, copyright Amazon 2019 Amazon.com, all rights reserved. We hope you found this message to be useful. However, if you'd rather not receive future emails or this sort from Amazon, please visit the opt-out link below. So if we hover our cursor, which is this little hand here, mine is an arrow right now, but this cursor over the link, we don't click on it, it will populate and show us the address. That address isn't the same as what we're reading. Do you remember when we did the calendar event and I had you do the Zoom link? And on the title of the hyperlink, I had you write Zoom, or I showed you could write Zoom so that someone could click on it, or they could right click here. They've basically done the same thing here with this hyperlink. It says Amazon.com/user data accounts/security/fraud prevention. But if we look at it, we hover, it's actually https://bit.ly/2x. It's all that garbage. That is not the website it is advertised to be. And if we look at more clues from here, oh, the email address that it came from, Amazon. It's Amazon, okay. Accounts at Maison.com. So if we were glancing at this quickly, it would look like it said Amazon.com. But if we took the time, slowed down, we could see Maison.com is not Amazon.com. So this email is very suspicious. The language that this email is written with is also suspicious. It is not written in a way that is has a normal flow to it, like someone who is a native speaker from the United States or the UK would write, or Canada. Um, in order to prevent any fraudulent activity from occurring, we are requiring to open investigation. So it would say an investigation. So that's a little suspicious that it says that. According to site policy, you will have to confirm that you are the real owner of Amazon account. Wouldn't it say this Amazon account or provide more information? Amazon is not going to come to you with this, first of all. But just know the way that this is written, usually there are many spelling errors, grammatical errors. If it is someone who is trying to scam you, and we can see this over and over again in the text. This one's not even that bad, but there are much worse that can come through. And many times, your spam in your email will filter things like this out. So that junk mail, that spam mail, it will filter it so that you don't see it in your inbox. But sometimes something like this comes into the inbox. It makes it through the filter, and you must be careful because if you message them, if you click on this link, it can result in you getting your information stolen, right? Um, and then over here on the right, hi, Michael, please find enclosed vendor banking instructions for payment that was supposed to go out in the previous week. I need you to process it immediately. But I'm sorry, here, I am a bit busy now, but we'll give you a call within the hour regarding payment. Regards, sent from a mobile. All right, so this sounds like if it's coming from a mobile phone, that it's not someone on a computer in an official capacity, like in an office somewhere. We also could see the fact that they want it immediately. That is suspicious. Do you remember doing this? Do you remember interacting with this person, writing to them? So these kinds of things can also be done to confuse you. So you click on something or respond and give more information. Because even even if I only reply to it to say, leave me alone, you're a scam, this person can then say, okay, so this is their active email that they're using. I'm going to send um, this better phishing email to them that looks a lot convincing because I can see they're also on Amazon.com, and they'll react to that differently, right? So don't interact with anyone you don't know online, especially if they're talking about money and payment immediately. We have the PayPal here. Um, from account support, reza.claucyankdia6 at gmail.com. So this is already looks like it, whatever the account support is, that's someone's Gmail. Your account has been filtered by our system for authentication. The uh, the fact that the subject line has reply in it as well, it's kind of weird because a reply is something that someone sends to a message, right? That they receive. But let's look at this. PayPal, dear customer, your account has been filtered by our system for authentication. Please view the possible events listed below for this cause. Possible events occurred. Login attempts from Windows 7, Ontario, Canada. Requesting any operation using unusual pattern. Too many login attempts. For security, all your account features are disabled until a response has been received from you. Please click Authenticate Now button below to secure your account. Again, it is trying to drive you to click on this thing inside of the email. Use this button, use this link, reply to this email or else. And if you don't do it soon, you will lose your account. All of this is deception, right? All of this is to scare you into giving up your information. Look for an email address of a sender, right? So no legitimate organization will have an email address that ends in gmail.com like that, right? It's not a business. That's not a PayPal business. It'd be paypal.com. Um, again, Amazon, Mazon.com, right? So these people are trying to scam. Look for misspellings, right? So I'm gonna move back here, back. Look for misspellings. In the text, there's not really a great example of that, but in the middle example, there's grammatical errors that don't don't make sense, don't feel professional for a professional company to be reaching out to you. That's why grammar and spelling are so important in communication, by the way. So always look through your emails when you're sending them out to someone in a professional capacity. All right, so let's look at this here. So We have, hi, thanks for working for us. Your bill is $373.75. It was due on the 28th of August, 2016. If you've already paid it, please ignore this email. Sorry for bothering you. If you've not paid it, please do so as soon as possible. To view your bill, visit this link, right? If you've got any questions or want to arrange alternative payment, don't hesitate to get in touch. Thanks, NJW Limited. So, what is NJW Limited? You could do a Google search of this and see who NJW Limited is. And if you don't know who they are, there's a good chance that it's a scam, right? Or if you do know who they are, is this email from Zero, that company? And this link here, this long link that's very vague. So you would visit your bill, right? You don't click on any links that come in your email unless you know where that email came from. If it came from Association House, it came from me, you should still look and make sure that the email isn't misspelled, that there's nothing suspicious. If you don't remember a bill that was due on August 28th and you can't see anything in terms of uh, your shopping or in terms of your purchases that would reflect this, that is a big red flag. That's very suspicious. All right. And then sorry for bothering you. So we have informal language in this email. If you've already paid it, please ignore this email and sorry for bothering you. That's not a very professional way of articulating oneself in an effort to collect a debt, right? So all of this is very suspicious. All right. Now we're going to identify here. Oh, here's more phishing. Password expired. Password for the Microsoft Outlook account, and it's blurred out for us so we don't see, has expired. Your account security, your current password will cease to work shortly. That's worded a little oddly. You are now required to change your password immediately. That's a red flag. Someone's telling you something right away. Click below to change your password. Again, if there's a link, if there's something for you to download, I'll go back in the last example. Download PDF. Downloads and links are doorways into danger. If you don't know where it came from, don't open it because that's how a virus gets on your computer. That's how ransomware, malware, viruses, spyware, that's how they all gain access to your devices and to your accounts. So we look at this Microsoft Outlook. Look at the look at this email address, MS Outlook 94. First of all, that's very odd. Why would there be a 94 in the name of this professional email if it's from Microsoft? And then it says at service dot out one OK. So this is supposed to look like an L at a quick glance, but we can see that's a number. So this is a scam. It's a fake email address, right? This is flim-flammy, unreliable. This is not Outlook.com, and this is not a Microsoft Outlook employee. Continue on here. Let's talk about password protection, and this is part of your homework. So we're going to discuss passwords. What are the 5 most common passwords? Let me tell you what they are. All right. Oops, I hit a button. I meant to scroll down over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. QWERTY, which if you look at your keyboard, the first row, QWERTY, QWERTY. Some people use that as a password. Um, Password, people use password as a password, and people also use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a password. And in order from first to fifth, those are the most commonly used. So I have news for you. If you're using those, we are about to go on break. Change your password as soon as possible because all of those will get your accounts compromised. Do not use an easy password. Look at this one right here that we have an example of. What do? They use capital letters, they use lowercase letters, they use numbers and symbols. They made this a complicated password so that someone can't hack into their account. Now, if you were present in class when I was showing the password testing link that you need to take a screenshot of once you've tested your password and send to me, today. Um, this is the kind of password that's going to take a long time for someone to crack. Now, don't use personal information or common phrases. Why do I say your personal information? So, if you are on social media and you share life events, like let's say your birthday, if you use your birthday as a password, someone could see the encryption, right? And they could take a crack at it and say, oh, looks like 224. Okay, so there's 8 characters. I bet this is a birthday, month, day, year. Let me see if that works. And then they're in your account, right? So don't do something like that. Make it a complicated password so that someone doesn't act like a little sleuth on your social media and then break into your accounts. And this stuff does happen. And even if you have a private account, remember, if someone is wishing you a happy birthday on your wall, this is potentially something that someone could see or someone could share. Let's look at this here. We have Mocha. Oh, sorry, here we go. So this actually is a little bit like Mountain Rainbow. So M0 and then the N is turned into a C, like it's turned on its side. Um, and then what is this? Mocut Rainbow. All right, so maybe I'm reading into that a little bit. You can use a phrase and then change the letters to numbers, like for example, an E to a 3. Um, you can also, of course, do something that'll be memorable to you. So if you have a pet's name or you had a pet goldfish when you were a child and you want to use that and then change the name and letters, that is a way you can create strong password, but make sure you don't tell everyone your favorite goldfish's name was Gary when you were a kid, right? We have reached a little bit past the time I wanted to use for module 2, but we've made a good dent in it and we will finish it today. It is 10:58. By the time I'm done speaking, it will probably be 10:59. You have all earned yourselves, through listening, a 10-minute break as we take every class. I will see you at 11:09, okay? No need to log off. Just you can turn off your video like this, and I will see you at 11:09, okay? 10 minutes to get a drink of water, have a snack. All right. Anyone have any questions? Good. All right. See you soon.
Yeah.
Uh, we're heading back to our computers. We still have a minute left of our break. If anyone's having trouble hearing me, please let me know. I don't think anyone's having any problems. All right. Um, I am going to also remind everyone again, please take your quiz one after class. It will be huge help to those who have already completed their their calendar event, but have not taken the quiz. You will have a badge just as soon as that happens for your first module. And again, you need 3 badges to pass the class out of 4. So it's incredibly important. We're very late in the game here with module 1. Um, since last week, I think I've been saying complete, complete. But today, get the quiz done today. It'll probably take you the least amount of time of any of the tasks you have to do. Well, we're at 11:09 now. I'm going to share my screen. One moment, please. And we are back on our password advice. So 16 characters is a good number. You will see on most platforms, websites, it will tell you the minimum you need to create a password. Sometimes you need at least 10 characters, but of course, the more the merrier, they say, right? So keep in mind, you can create um, something that looks a little bit like a word or a phrase but you can get creative with it and replace the A's with a symbol, the at sign, which you can get by pressing Shift and the number 2. Let's continue on here. Hmm, apologies. There we go. And this is something I want to just remind everyone of. You shouldn't repeat passwords for every website. Why? Because if one password is compromised, someone could try the same password on other accounts that you have. And especially if you have any kind of information or financial accounts that can be accessed, you don't want to use the same password again and again. My recommendation is to write it down in a notebook and change it every 90 days. You should change your password every 3 months, right? So after you've used it, you can alter it, you can create a new one, and if you write it down, you never have to worry about losing it, right? Keep it in a safe place, write it down. And then, of course, we've already talked about with Google, there are um, two-factor authentication that uses your phone and possibly an additional email to get you the information or get you the access to your accounts. Um, there are wonderful technologies like that are available to you, but just remember, this is something that you will want to take advantage of, but also you will need to change your password every 3 months just to be safe. Be careful using public Wi-Fi. Don't log into your bank apps if you're on public Wi-Fi at the airport, on your use of public transit, um, at McDonald's, at Starbucks, where there is Wi-Fi that is accessible to everyone. There's information that is at risk to everyone, right? All right, and never share your password. I say that because you never know when it could possibly come up um, in terms of someone accidentally letting it slip or you having to rely on someone to provide you with your password. 2 things about that. One, it's uh it's a lot to put on someone else to ask them, "What's my password?" Because you can't be guaranteed that they're going to be able to produce it. And number 2, it's kind of selfish. You need to take it upon yourself to save your password in a notebook, right? Or write it down. Don't be calling up your children or your nephew or your brother or sister. This is an opportunity for you to take control and agency over your safety online. So never share your password. All right. For online password checkers, we have the one that I've shared with you as part of the assignment. It's passwordmonster.com. I actually find it to be very helpful because guess what? If your password is weak, you're going to learn real quick. And I've had people learn last class, this class, that their password might be a little too easy for people to look at and get into their accounts with. All right. There are public Wi-Fi dangers, and I'm sorry this looks pixelated, at least on my end. I think there's something wrong with the file here. So we're going to, there we go. We're going to watch this video on the dangers of using public Wi-Fi. There are Wi-Fi networks that are available in places like McDonald's, Starbucks, the library. There are charging stations that, if they're using the USB, can put your phone, can put your computer at risk for um, being hacked, right? For your passwords being exposed. So we'll watch this video now.
People use public Wi-Fi all the time, at a coffee shop, in a hotel lobby, or while waiting at the airport. However, there are many security dangers that lurk on public Wi-Fi networks.
Can everyone hear that okay? No one's saying no, so I'm going to keep playing it.
Data sent through public Wi-Fi networks can easily be intercepted by cybercriminals. If you use a public Wi-Fi, your personal data could be at risk. A common danger is fake public Wi-Fi networks. These have similar sounding names to legitimate public Wi-Fi networks and are meant to trick and confuse you. Once you connect to this fake Wi-Fi network, everything you do online is monitored by cybercriminals who scan your activity for banking and social media login information. Public Wi-Fi connections can also be used to distribute malware. Cybercriminals can easily plant viruses and other malicious software onto your computer via an unsecure Wi-Fi connection, causing serious damage to your computer and jeopardizing your personal information. Luckily, there are ways to stay safe on public Wi-Fi. 1. Verify your connection. Be sure to ask an employee what the actual public Wi-Fi is to avoid connecting to a bogus network. 2. Avoid checking sensitive data. Unless it's absolutely necessary, hold off on logging into your social media, email, and especially financial accounts while on public Wi-Fi. 3. Turn off sharing. Be sure to turn off sharing while you're on public Wi-Fi. If you leave it on while in a public place, cybercriminals can easily gain access to sensitive personal information and files. 4. Use a VPN. If you need to check sensitive data like your banking account while on public Wi-Fi, use a virtual private network or a VPN. Even if a cybercriminal positions himself in the middle of your connection, your data will be strongly encrypted. 5. Turn your Wi-Fi off when you're done. Even if you haven't actively connected to a network, the Wi-Fi hardware in your computer can still be transmitting data with any network in range. If you are through using the internet, ensure that your Wi-Fi is turned off. Understanding public Wi-Fi risks will ensure your important data doesn't fall into malicious hands. Follow these tips and stay protected with a trusted internet security software in order to stay safe on public Wi-Fi.
All right, so there was a little taste of what you can expect if you use public Wi-Fi. I'm not discouraging you from using it, by the way, but a little taste of your conscientious approach to using public Wi-Fi. So remember we talked when we were talking about the different ways we can get internet, and one of them, they were talking about data, and we can use our phone as a hotspot for our computer. So you saw they were on the computer, and the person who was narrating this video mentioned and said, turn off sharing. The only way you can use your hotspot feature on your phone is to turn on sharing. So keep that in mind. If you are in public and you want to get around using the Wi-Fi, or you don't feel comfortable using the Wi-Fi, if you are hotspotting, you are sharing. So you have to be careful about doing that because, again, someone can access this information. A lot of people like to work at Starbucks. A lot of people like to work at in public places, have a coffee. Just be careful because, again, the things you do, the work you do, especially if you work for a company. I don't know if anyone works digitally. Keep in mind there are some things that they will say, this is proprietary information. By working for us, we're going to have you sign these documents that say you are not going to use public Wi-Fi to do this because we have clients that have sensitive information and we have proprietary information that we don't want getting out. So that is something to keep in mind too. I don't know if anyone is planning on working in a job digitally, but know that when you are doing certain activities for your place of work online, you should not be connected to public Wi-Fi, and you need to be connected to a private Wi-Fi that is trustworthy. Because security within a company is also very, very, very important and can result in things like lawsuits and fines. So that's something just to keep in mind. Again, on a personal level, you're not going to have to worry about that. But if you get a job, for example, work from home as a call center employee over the computer, and you decide one day, oh, I want to stay at Starbucks all the, that could be a real risk. That could be a real risk for the customers you're working with, and it could be a risk for your job itself because you don't want to lose your job because you decided to use Starbucks Wi-Fi. And I'm just using Starbucks as an example. This could be a number of places. All right. Let's look, use passwords and other security options like fingerprint readers and face scanning technology to lock your devices, including computers, phones, tablets, and other technology like smartwatches. All right. You can lock your cell phone with a password or ensure you can only open it with your fingerprint or face ID. Create a password to lock your laptop so only you can get into it. So here's what I will say with regards to that. All of these things are great security features, but keep in mind, if you're ever in a position where you are being, for example, held at gunpoint by someone, right? Um, they will have easier access to your phone if you have facial recognition, right? So if they say, open the phone and you have face recognition, you can open it just by holding it in front of you, and then they can grab it and walk off with it. And they have access to all of your apps and whatnot. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm saying it can happen. If I was stealing someone's phone, I probably would just grab it and go. But keep in mind that that is something that has been reported. And again, if you were, what's the word? For any reason in some sort of interrogation scenario, let me open this up. You're in some sort of interrogation scenario legally, the law enforcement can take your phone and hold it in front of your face, and then they have access to all of your apps and whatnot. They don't need a warrant if it's open for them to look in, right? So I'm not encouraging anyone to be a criminal, but I just want you to think about that with the facial recognition. That's all good, Kyler. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. You can watch what you've missed, Kyler, after class. We just came back from a 10-minute break here. So, what else do I want to say? Okay, so just keep that in mind. There's a lot of apps, there's a lot of phones that really want you to have this facial recognition technology, and there used to be more devices that would ask for the fingerprint, but I believe facial recognition is a little bit more secure. Um, I use a passcode, and that passcode is something I use for everything on my phone with regards to just getting on the phone and then having access to passwords over the phone. Um, so keep that a secret. Don't tell anyone what that is. Let's continue on here. All right. General safety rules. We will walk through a series of slides on general safety rules. Each slide has a different rule and talking points. All right. So rule number one, don't give out your personal information unless you know it is safe, right? Look for a lock on icon. So on that web address bar where you type in the URL, that little lock will verify that they use a secure sockets layer, right? An SSL encryption. So the URL should also start with HTTPS versus HTTP. So that S is indicating that it has that SSL secure sockets layer, right? So this is a government website, .gov. So this should have an S. Usually, if you are on Chrome, and I'm not entirely sure if Microsoft is the same way, but I believe Firefox is, it will tell you if you are looking at it in the search, this is not a secure website. I'll have like a little written warning. Um, Keep in mind that these kinds of encryptions are important for your security. So if you go on a website that doesn't have that S, it's a little bit more of a gamble. You need to be careful and know who to rely on. And that is one of the indicators of this is a website that's trustworthy. Rule two, don't send money unless you know the buyer or seller. Amazon.com. That's a real website. Joe's garage sale.com is a little bit more of a dicey name and not as familiar. Also be looking at the news for websites that are compromised. Um, there are times where on social media information gets compromised. Even certain legitimate websites will experience a data breach. Usually after that point, they beef up security, right? Because they're paying fines and they're under um, pressure from media and their customers. So don't send money. Don't participate in anything that resembles a chain letter or um, uh, pyramid scheme. Anything, if anyone's familiar with a chain letter or chain mail, um, there are certain websites that they will want you to buy something and then turn around and sell it. Um, this is a little bit of an unsavory um, mode of generating income because a lot of times you can't break even, and someone ends up with a bunch of inventory that they cannot sell. Kind of like a multi-marketing thing. Again, multi-marketing is legal. There are legal avenues that you can get sucked into, pulled into, that can compromise your safety financially. So be careful. Use a reliable website. Amazon. Um, I'm trying to think of another website. PayPal. Any any website where you have some sort of guarantee of security or there's some sort of regulatory process to a sale. If you're just sending money to someone to their personal account or they're sending money to you to buy something, you must be very careful because if you try to submit your banking information to someone, forget it. Always use a credit card online, I say. Using a debit card online is dicey because then that money isn't backed up by security. Um, it is, but it's a little bit different. And the credit card companies, because it's their money in terms of their fraud protection and their search into these activities, they will be the ones you would want fronting the money for whatever you're buying. But just keep in mind your activity can also compromise your ability to get that money back to recoup it. So if you're on a website and it's a very apparent thing that you were doing something illegal or involved in something that um, was against the law, then that all bets are off. The credit card company is going to leave you with the bill. They'll refund you the money or put the money back to your credit, but it has that hold on it. It's temporary, right? They'll do the investigation and they'll say, "Oh, you were on um, a naughty website and this was done on your phone," right? Something like that. All right, don't accept. Okay, rule number three, don't accept gifts from strangers and don't communicate with strangers. Goodness gracious. If someone tells you, give give me your address so I can send you a package. I'm in love with you and I want you to have flowers. Like there are all kinds of scams like this online. Um, then they will have your address and you never know if someone will show up, right? To knock on your door, to hold you, you know, under threat until you give them something, or they can take information and manipulate you. Don't ever meet up with a stranger online. There's so many horror stories of people meeting up with strangers. Um, if you are ever doing something like a Facebook Marketplace sale, um, where you have to meet someone, or a Craigslist sale, you should always take record of your messages and meet in a public place. Don't send them your address to your home. That is not safe for you or your loved ones or anyone who lives there, right? Because maybe they're selling you this thing and they will turn around and come with their friends and rob your home because they saw you had a nice television or some sort of nice tech that they could grab and take and leave with. Meet in a public place. But again, you shouldn't really be communicating and meeting with strangers online. Um, but take all precautions. And if you are using an app for dating or something and you are meeting with someone, always tell your friends, where you are going. Um, you're hopefully meeting this person in a restaurant or a public place, when and where you'll be. That way, um, there is some sort of record of you, right? So there are instances where people may meet with strangers online, but again, as a rule, you shouldn't, because it is a risk. You never know who they are either. There's also horror stories about people lying and fabricating an entire existence and identity to get you to let them into your life. All right, rule number four, report online cybercrime threats and malicious activity. Why? Why should you go out of your way to report this to the police? Because you're going to save someone. Potentially, you're going to prevent someone from having to go through what you've gone through. And you see that there's danger in the scam or in the uh, person that you are interacting with, right? In this, generally, if it's a phishing scam or something, you can click the button on your email that says, "Is this spam? Do you want to report this as spam?" And it will actually report it for you. If you are the victim of a cybercrime, you need to you should get into contact with law enforcement and file a report. That way, there's a bit of a trail that can be followed. There's a lot of people who get scammed online, they don't say anything, and these cyber criminals are able to go on and evolve their scams and continue to ruin lives. So that is the end of our time here. Again, you should be practicing going online, looking up these things, these protections. You can use the AI to learn more about it too. But I want you to make time to do that. Now, I am going to close this PowerPoint. We're going to start on Module 3. Now, after today, Module 2 we are completed with. Once you submit those assignments, you will get a badge. And I will say the same thing for Module 3, even if we don't complete it. If you complete those assignments, I'll give you a badge. And we'll finish whatever we haven't done in Module 3, maybe really quickly on Tuesday. Remember, we are meeting in person next class, Tuesday, December 17th. And I will send out a reminder. We're meeting in the classroom at Association House, the Tech Lab. I will be here. You'll be doing a post survey. We will be completing our Module 4, and we'll be taking a group picture with our certificates. Get all of your work done up through Module 3, right? All of that must be completed by Tuesday. I'm asking you to take the quiz today. I'm asking you to complete Module 1 work today. If you look on your grade book and it is blank, if it says assigned, it's not completed. So if there's no turn in, if you've emailed me something and I haven't responded to you to say I've updated your grade, it is not turned in. And I have only 2 people who have any badges. So right now, everyone except for 2 students is missing Module 1. Okay, and 2 and 3. So let's continue on here. Going into the module. All right, so we're talking about professional communications. This session is a review of digital tools to communicate and coordinate appointments, meetings, and classes. This session is for anyone who would like to enhance their skills in professional communication and organization with digital tools. By the end of this session, participants will be able to review and use digital tools to professionally and digitally communicate with others in a digital world. So, what were your thoughts about digital communications as you watched? Okay, we're not going to worry about that video. The video was actually a family. We're just going to move ahead with this. In this session, you will use digital communication tools safely. You'll use digital tools to coordinate appointments, meetings, and classes, and you will write personal goals to develop digital skills. That last one is on your own. You need to set your goals for what you want to achieve, not just during your time in this class, but after this class with the resources that I've given you, right? All right, so you have signed into your Gmail. You don't need to sign in right now. This is the URL to getting into Gmail, mail.google.com. But if you are in the Chrome browser, you should just be able to click on Gmail, right? We've gone through this. This is just a little review. All right, so we have our inbox, which is our main email. It's divided into primary, social, and promotions, right? If I clicked all mail, you would see all of that. There is spam, of course. I think we're going to see here in a second. All right, so I just went through the primary social and promotions for you. And then here we can see this is a Google Doc. This is an attachment. And a lot of times in the email, when you're looking for the button to attach things, it will be a paper clip, right? On the Gmail, one of the attachment options is your Google Drive. So it'll be the triangular green, yellow, and I think it's just green and yellow, that symbol. But we have different folders. Starred would be something that you would mark. Potentially, it would indicate that you need to review it. In other emails, you will have a flag, and you will flag the email so that it is something that you will review. Snoozed, so if you have an email that isn't important at the moment, you can set it and forget it, and it will come back in your email after you've gone through more pressing matters. Sent are the emails you've sent off to people, and then drafts are emails that you haven't finished. We also have labels. Important. You can move an email into this important section. We have chats, which act a little bit like an email, but it's a little bit more informal. Think of your Messenger app, but this is a messenger through the Gmail. And scheduled emails that you want to send. Sometimes if people go on vacation, they'll send to their contacts, I'm on vacation for this week to this week, and I'll be returning to the office on this day. Sometimes they will do that. We have the search. So if you're trying to find an email and it's not in front of you, you can type it in and press enter, and then it may populate. You may see actually where that email is located. Settings, I showed you how to get into settings. It's with this little cog, this little wheel that, a cog is a piece of machinery that rotates around. So when you click on that, it's the settings. You could go to all settings, and then you could see everything. Otherwise, it will have some a display of the arrangement that you can put your a Gmail into. So make sure when you click on that settings, you click on the little button at the very top. It says all settings. Compose. This is how you will send an email. So when you click that compose button, and I believe it's blue now with the little pencil. It's not a plus sign anymore. Stuff is updated since these were created. But that is how you will send a message. Okay. And when you hit compose, that little window will pop up, right? The window says new message. You're going to put who on the to line, right? Their email, who you're sending it to. You're going to write a subject. It should always have a subject that represents what the email is about, kind of a call to action. And then we have our the body of our email, where we're going to write the message. Down below, you can see the little paper clip. That paper clip button is how you would attach Microsoft Word, any PDF. And then you see a triangular one next to the smiley face and between the mountain, right? On the bottom here. I don't know if everyone can see this. Right there. That is going to be your drive, your Google Drive. So if you're sharing a Google Doc, a sheet from Google, anything that is saved on this Google Drive that is not downloaded to your computer. That is how you can share that without having to go through your computer if it's not downloaded onto it. Links, so this little thing here that looks like a little bit of chain that's between the paperclip and the smiley face. The smiley face is for emojis, right? So if you wanted to add to your message to pepper in a little smiley face or crying face or whatever sort of spirited animation you wanted to add, that's available in these pictures. It's itty bitty pictures that you can put in your text. You'll see those used commonly in text messages. You will not use this in a formal email unless it's for an office environment and you're trying to improve morale. But if you're sending out a message to your landlord, you will not use an emoji, right? If you're sending a message to the bank, you will not use an emoji. This little picture here at the bottom, let me see if this is okay, good. So this is fonts, the one that's highlighted right now. This will be for when you are typing, if you wanted it to be bold or underlined or italic, or it's kind of slanted. That is one way to do it. It could also help you change the size of your text or the typeface, right? The font, the Times New Roman, Arial. I showed you those in Google Doc. Now that little picture on the end, this is going to be images. So if you were sending an image, a picture, those are big files. You should compress it typically, but know that if you send this, it's a very detailed picture with a lot of pixels and a lot of data that's going to be used to send it and take it onto the computer. That's going to take up space on someone's computer potentially. So be careful with that because you can very quickly fill up someone's computer with images, with pictures of the family, with pictures from your trip to some exotic location on vacation. And then I don't know if I said this, but this little chain, that's for the hyperlink for a website. So if you have a Zoom link, you could put your Zoom link in there and of course change the title of it and say click here. All right, let's continue on. Email etiquette. All right, so we have the subject line. I told you about that. That's sort of our call to action, or it's a summarizing line of this is what this email's about. We have our salutation. Hello, dear. Hello, Amal. Hi, Amal. Dear Amal. To whom it may concern is a little bit cold and a little bit standoffish. It's not really something you would use. If you were going for more formal tone, you would say dear. And then we have the body. You should have a statement that lets people know why you are sending the message. This one actually asks, how they're doing, and it sets a nice tone for it. The second paragraph or middle paragraphs will be longer, and then your closing paragraph should be shorter. So really, it should look a bit like a diamond, right? You have the smaller at the top, it gets bigger, and then goes back down to sincerely, right? We have our signature right here. And of course, I showed you, and if you need to see it again, I'll show you next class how to create a signature so that you don't have to sign all of your emails. This here, I'm just trying to see what time it is, keep us on track. This here, this person has their address. I've said this before, I'll say it again, and I will repeat it ad nauseum. Do not put your email, do not put your physical address on your email. Don't do it. It's just another point of reference for someone who's trying to scam you to potentially create a credit card, have that address, right? So don't give someone that information. We'll move ahead. Sending attachments. There's a little video here. You can drag and drop into this. Okay, we have someone joining us again. You can drag and drop from your File Explorer, right? On a Windows, it's called File Explorer. This is a Mac that we're looking at. Someone created these slides that decided to use a Mac to show this. So this is called, what is it called? All right, Finder. It's called Finder. So they will click and drag and drop, and it works just the same way as if you go into your file explorer. Let's move ahead. All right, sending attachments. Again, with the Google Drive, I told you that this is a way you can symbol, and then you can click on the file that you want to share. Okay. All right. Now, a link. So you click on the link, you type in the link, and then you can put it into the document, right? Link instructions here. So they highlighted it, they click on it, and look, the text to display is already input for you. So you can copy and paste the web address underneath. And then when someone goes to look at it, if they hover their cursor over it, they'll see that it's a Google Doc that they can click on, right? They can click right on that and get to the website or attachment that they were hoping you would look at. All right, let's look at attachment etiquette. So there are many files that can be attached to emails, Word processing documents like Microsoft Word, docs. The important thing to remember about this is spreadsheets. You can also have a PowerPoint presentation through PowerPoint or through Google Slides. The more information that is present in the document you are sending, the more room it will take up on someone's device. And that's why when I talk about the email etiquette, when I talk about images, I may say you may run into trouble if you send someone a picture, because if it is not compressed, if you don't adjust, maybe it's a very detailed picture that you took on your phone. If you don't adjust that size, it may look magnificent on your phone, but if you email it to someone and it has to be downloaded on their computer, then all of a sudden they're taking up a lot of room on their computer with this image. And people who work in photography, they have to buy external drives because they have so much information they're trying to put on their computer. This image that we're looking at right here of this gentleman at the computer, it has all these itty bitty little pixels. And you can see all of the different light, all of the different shadow on him. That is all information the computer has to hold on to, right? So that's more space to take up. A Word document will take up less space than something like a JPEG, right? That JPG. All right, and then we have PDFs, of course. Portable document format. This is a very common one you'll see attached. Again, if you don't know who it's sent from, any of these, don't open it. Move ahead here. Um, many of you have sent me an email with an attachment. Any of the assignments that you have outstanding, you can do that. You can just email it to me, and you will have completed and met the requirements of this assignment. So this is in Module 3, sending an email with an attachment. I trust that you will do that with one of the assignments that you have that you owe for me, and that will put you in good standing for this assignment. Does anyone have any questions about that? Okay. All right. Getting locked out of your Gmail account. We already talked about there's a two-factor authentication. To avoid being locked out of your Gmail account, be sure to set the following settings when creating your account. A recovery email, right? So you probably already have an original email. You can use that email as a a method for being able to get back into this one if you get locked out. A phone number. Gmail wants you to have a phone number connected with your account. So that again will be texted by Google with a code for you to get back into a computer. It will ask, is this you trying to sign on to this device? And you will say yes if it is, or you will say no if it isn't. And then there are security questions you can also create. What street you were born on, or what your mother's made it pretty secure. So it's okay, sensitive. So if you decide to use a name or a proper noun, sure, right? All right, let's continue. Try to click. Yeah, this is a little wonky. Okay, there we go. So let's talk about email safety and security. We talked about phishing emails, which look like they are some sort of real email, and what they're trying to do is fish to get some information from you, right? You don't want to be the fish. Spammers, spam emails. This is a junk email, right? So not all of them are bad, but I mean, in terms of someone coming after you, trying to scam you, but they are very annoying, and they can take up a lot of room in your inbox. So make sure that if you find something, you say, this is junk, that you mark it as spam or mark as junk and report. That way, anything else that comes from the email address will go into your spam folder. All right, let's talk about passwords here. Yeah, so there's this spam email, phishing email. Again, we have phishing emails that people are trying to gain access, gain information, right? Information usually with security features or to get access to your financial accounts. Remember, phishing emails don't always look like they're phishing. The whole purpose is for them to look like they're from your bank, your credit card, or other trusted company. Let's talk about passwords. All right, one of the most important things you could do is to keep an account secure with a strong password. And one that is longer is harder to break into. So if you want to use a long one, you can use phrases, but get creative with it. Use symbols, use capitals, use lowercase to make it more difficult. Two-factor authentication, we talked a little bit about that with Google. Again, if you have a phone, you connect your phone number to the account. If you have another email, you can connect that email to the account. Knowing that Google has that information also means you should be responsible where you use your passwords. You should change it every 3 months, right? All right, we're not going to worry about this activity, but we've been through a bit of it. Suffice it to say, if there are a lot of misspellings, we can look right up at the email address where it's Bank of American instead of Bank of America, right? At the very top where it says from Bank of America, and then we see the email address. That is not Bank of America. That's some sort of scam. And we will also have, it is urgent that you go to our website and add capital advanced online security to your account. Click the following and update your information, bankofamerica.com. Again, if we hovered over that, it might show us what the actual link was. If you do not take these steps in order to protect you, we will hold on your account. We'll put a hold on your account and you will be required to visit your local branch to verify your identity. Thank you for helping us to make Bank of America the safest bank on the internet. If you're receiving this message and are not enrolled in online banking, sign up now. All right, so you have multiple links asking you to act immediately, right? This is very fishy. Bank of America Online Security Department with a little symbol there. All right, so this is something obviously you could go online and look up what they call their Bank of America security, but even this Bank of America Online Security Department, we don't have a real email, and it says customer service. So there's conflicting details within the email itself. All right, and then again, if you get something that says you won the lottery in an email, or someone that says your rich aunt died in another country and she left you a fortune, that all you have to do is send some money or give some information so they can begin sending you the money of your inheritance. All of this is fake. If it sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. We've gone through Google Calendar. I want you to complete this if you haven't already. And I'm telling you, there are still people who haven't. I think everyone has made a Gmail, but I still have people missing the Google Calendar. Please complete that. Again, we've been through it. You can watch the videos on how to create that. And I've also been through the other features other than just the events, but this is what you should see when you go to create it. And again, we are basically creating our class schedule, or you can use the class schedule that is in the directions in October. That's fine too. I have recorded videos of this, so I won't take up too much of our time going through all of this. Again, let's see. So once you have that event created, okay, you can see in the event when you receive it via your email, it's possible to attach a document. When you were going to add notes, I believe there is an option before you create the event to attach a document. And it's easier to attach, of course, it's very easy to attach a Google Doc versus something from Microsoft, but that is still possible, although you may have to do it as a PDF. All right. We're not going to do the group discussion today because we have more to get through. Let me open. We, again, don't have much time left of class. We have about 6 minutes, so I'm going to try to get through as much of this next session as possible. So we are on session 2 of module 3. This is going to be about social media, right? So we're talking about social media and the wonders and dangers of social media. This session is an introduction to social media and its benefits. This session is for adults who would like to learn how to use the most popular social media apps. By the end of this session, participants will have built their knowledge of using popular social media apps to include privacy settings and parental controls. All right, so what is social media? And how many Medium users do you think there are around the world? All right, so let me tell you, there are 4.5 billion social media users around the world, and probably more than that now since these slides have been created. All right, social media is a computer-based technology that facilitates the sharing of ideas, thoughts, and information through building virtual networks, right, and communities. So there's connection in this, right? But with connection with these groups, there's also danger because when people get together, sometimes it's not for a peaceful, happy get along. Sometimes it's because they're angry. The easiest thing to manipulate is your emotion. Remember that. So a lot of these groups that are online will capitalize on that and want you to be reactive instead of proactive or thoughtful. Your intention and how you approach social media will affect your use of it, right? So there are benefits to social media. They connect people all over the world. They allow people to communicate easily and instantly. They discover real-time news and information. We get news faster than ever before. Events happen, and we are witnesses to them in a faster amount of time than at any point in history. There's also a lot of fun and enjoyment, which is another way to say they're a great distraction when you're bored. And there's great opportunity for business owners to capitalize on the use of social media to bring customers to their business and get exposure for their products and services. If you use social media, how have you benefited? Think about your experience on social media. Think about the good experience. Think about the experience that you found challenging. All right. Facebook is one of the most popular. It is one of, I would say, the original. Before Facebook, there was MySpace, but Facebook is sort of the godfather of all social media. People use it basically to share their information, where they're from, to connect with people from high school, to connect with friends, businesses, all kinds of things. It is more informal. It is more of a social app. YouTube videos. We have people now, their business is content creation. They create videos about politics. They create videos about philosophy, about cooking, about entertainment. There's all sorts of things that you can find on YouTube in your area of interest. If you are in, if you're remodeling a home, or you're interested in doing some work that involves construction, there's also great tutorials available to you for if you are dealing with a leaky sink, if you are dealing with a particular part on your car. There is now material to watch and educate yourself with so you can live more independently and possibly avoid having to call the plumber or taking a car to the mechanic for a small issue. There's always, again, buyer beware, right? Sometimes the mechanic does something wrong, but you have more agency now in your life to be able to go through these tutorials and to enjoy the video entertainment as well. There are movies available on YouTube as well with commercial breaks. And then there's different availability in terms of YouTube. There's premium, there's YouTube TV, which can give you access to a lot of different sports. So again, very useful to have this app, and it is owned by Google. Snapchat, send a temporary picture to someone, and you can communicate with people, message them, send videos that will disappear. But remember, even though these disappear, even though there's a little ghost that appears and then disappears, right? That's the whole point of this symbol. Um, Nothing really disappears, right? So these files that you send, whatever it's of, they can be retrieved. It's possible. They're encrypted, but if you do something bad and you record it on Snapchat, they can find it. TikTok, this one may not be on the list for long if they don't sell. to an American company, by January 19th, um, they will be off of our list of popular social media technologies. Congress passed and it was signed into law that TikTok, the way they use data, in the opinion of the government, it puts a national security risk. Um, so they are going to be changing one way or the other. They will disappear or they will change. And we have Instagram, a lot of pictures, a lot of video clips. Again, this is a big one among millennials, and it's a big one for businesses too. Um, they will put a lot of their um, advertisements, videos of their goods and services on Instagram for you to access. And there's also, again, content creators, much like YouTube. Um, so those are some of the apps. And again, we can go deeper with each one. But basically, the next thing you should do is you should take a screenshot of your social media profile and send it to me either via email or in the turn in, copy and paste that screenshot and just write what it is, right? What social media app it is, and how you use it and what you like it for, right? Some of you have Facebook, you can do that. I would encourage you, if you don't have LinkedIn and you are looking for a job or you're looking for professional development and networking, just download that one and send it to me, a screenshot of it via email. Okay. And then if you want any help with that outside of class after our time here, you can come back next year and you can send me an email and make an appointment, and I'll help you fine tune and polish your LinkedIn. That is all the time we have for today. We've actually made it quite a bit through three, so I expect modules 1, 2, and 3, all of the work to be completed. And in that way, you will have 3 badges. So take that quiz today and get the assignments done. If it's not in your grade book, if it says assigned and it doesn't say turned in, then I need you to contact me or turn it in. Yes, Krista, you may. This is recorded, so I don't know if you want to email me or speak with me, but just let me know in the chat. Does anyone else have any questions? I'll dismiss you for today. We went a little bit past, for about 2 minutes past. Oh, is this a question for the class, Krista? Okay, okay. All right. So here's what I'll have you do. My extension through Association House. So you'll call Association House. My extension is 3111 if you need to speak with me. If you can email me, that's also okay. Um, but if you want to get my voice on the phone, great. So it's 3111. I'll type that in the chat. Someone is going to be calling me, folks. So if you're planning on calling, just know could be on the line. Someone is called. Does anyone else have any questions or need to make an appointment? No one's responding, so I'm going to assume everyone is going to have this completed. And when I wake up Monday morning, come to work, I'll look at my grade book, I'll look at my email, and I'll see assignments are turned in. Okay. All right. I'll see you on Tuesday in person here at Association House. Um, yeah, I again, if you need to get a hold of me, you can email me or call me. I'm going to sign off now. Take care, everyone. Bye. And have a great weekend. Remember